1 hour from right now at 5 o'clock. But myself and Ramie, we had the opportunity to go to Kings Media Day yesterday. It was a great time. And one of the people that we sat down with was Malik Monk. Here's that interview with Malik.
Cattles Ramie here at Kings Media Day, being joined by Malik Monk. Malik, how was the off season?
Oh yeah, man, it was good. I got down here last month, and I've been here for a month, getting used to everything, man, and it's been good.
You moved in? You're used to Sacramento?
Yeah, I moved,
okay.
Not used to yet.
Okay. I'm right there with you. I also new to town.
Yeah, I'm moved in, though.
Obviously, the first question, when somebody comes here via free agency, of course, there's been a little bit of a reputation with this organization. What made you think that this was the right place? Obviously, the De'Aaron Fox, right, that relationship with you two guys. But what made you say, yeah, I think that's where I want to be?
For sure. Because of that reputation, and because I think me and Fox, Kevin, all the guys here, man, can do a thing and change the culture and try to bring it back around how Mike Bibby and them had it, man. I think that's how I go here, to bring fans and excitement back to Sacramento basketball.
So that's appealing to you, to raise this thing from the ashes, so to speak.
That was, besides Fox, and besides everything else, man, that was one of the biggest things, and my commitment to coming here.
We don't want to get you in trouble or the organization in trouble, so not tampering-wise. How was the communication between you and De'Aaron during the offseason? Obviously, he knew you were a free agent, and how did that kind of come about between you guys?
It can't be tampering, man, when we talk almost every day anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, so we really – the crazy thing is we didn't talk about me coming here at all.
Really?
Yeah, no. So they called me soon as free agency hit. I hit Fox after that to see what was going on. And he was like, yeah, I think it'll be a good chance, man, that we could do something. And after that, I made the call, and it announced on ESPN.
There you go.
And I know it's still early in the season, but you've had the off season to work. When you get back on the court, you and De'Aaron, is it like you pick up right where you left off?
It's exactly where we left off, man. It feels like home. It definitely feels like home.
Malik Monk with us here, Cattles Ramie, Sactown Sports. Malik, you went to L.A., and I think, after your first few years in the league, people were wondering, all right, is he going to be able to get his game going a little bit? It seemed like you were a great fit with the Lakers last year. What did you get out of that season, and what do you take from there coming here to Sacramento?
Yeah, for sure, man. Don't take anything for granted, and always go out there and perform at the highest level that you can. Don't try to go out there and take plays off, because, like I said, you never know. You never know who's watching. You never know if it's your next journey or if we get our foundation built super strong and quick, man, here coming up, during training camp, I think we have a great chance of making that happen.
I think one of the things that, and I know it's something Coach Brown preaches, every guy who stopped by our table today has brought up the defense. Do you think the defense gets on the right track?
Yeah, man, that's all it is. That's all it is. The offense gonna come. We got too many weapons. They had too many weapons here last seasons, the previous years too, to make a chance to get to the NBA. I mean, to get to the playoffs. But yeah, man, the defensive end it's gonna be the biggest key, man. I think we got to lock in on that, especially me. Me personally, I'm gonna take pride. I'm gonna take pride on the defensive end this year and show a big leap.
Malik Monk with us here, Cattles Ramie, Sactown Sports. Malik, it's interesting to kind of look at this roster, and I keep kind of shifting you. I don't know if you're starting at the 2. I don't know if you're the 6th man with the offense and some of that playmaking. Then I see the fit of you and Davion in the backcourt, but you and De'Aaron with that history. When you look at it, kind of, where do you think you slot in best? Do you think you could be starting alongside De'Aaron, or do you think you're that 6th man who comes in and still plays and finishes the games?
Yeah, of course. Starting is always. I think that's always in everybody's eyes to when you get to the NBA, but it don't happen like that.
Right.
So I'm just here to do whatever Mike Brown tell me to do, man, and then I'm gonna do that as best as my ability, whether that's starting or coming off the bench. But I know I'm gonna be a big part of this, and that's why I take pride in not being up or down if I start or don't start. So
Pat Beverly is one of those guys who's had a big role off the bench his whole career. He always said, "I don't care if I start. I want to be in there when it's time to finish."
Exactly.
Is that how you look at it?
Yes, sir. I just want to be in the game when the clock is 1 minute left with four in the fourth quarter. I think that's where the games are won, man. And I think I can my knowledge. I haven't been in the league long, but I've been in the league a little bit. So I think my knowledge with being in games, close games, could help a lot of these guys.
Malik Monk with us. Just one more for me, Malik. When you look at this roster, right up and down, I think all of us talk about this team now, more depth than they've had in a long time, more talent than they've had in a long time. How do you see it for especially top 8 to 10 guys? How do you look at this roster and say, all right, we're in the Western Conference, which is pretty deep, but what do you love about the possibility of this team?
A lot of shooters now, man.
Yeah.
A lot of the court is spaced.
Yep.
So we're gonna give defense a hard time, man, because so much space. Fox and Davion so fast. They can get to the lane whenever, especially when the court is open. But yeah, man, I think we, like I said before, I think we got a chance. I think we got a chance to surprise a lot of people.
What's Malik Monk doing when he's not hooping?
Playing with my dog.
There you go.
Oh, what
kind of dog?
Neapolitan Mastiff.
Oh,
yeah.
How
Those
old?
are big boys, huh?
4. Yeah, he's 175.
That's a bit. That's me. That's me. Your dog is me. 175.
Yeah,
That's a big dog.
About to get another.
I got a 25-pound dog at home. Nothing.
I got one
He'll
that's
put his
60.
paw
I
on.
thought he was big. Good God.
175, man, huge.
All right, his name is Malik Monk. Malik, we're looking forward to watching this year. A lot of people excited about this basketball team. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, before we get to the basketball stuff, let's just kind of continue the conversation and make sure that people understand what happened, a little look behind the curtain once that interview was over. So Malik, again, as you just heard, talked about his Mastiff, and immediately he turns around to Nicole, who is part of the Kings organization, and he asks for his phone, and he gets his phone, and he shows both Ramie and I this great picture of his dog sitting in the passenger seat or driver's seat.
It looks like
he's sitting in the truck.
He's sitting in the back seat and he's looking over the front seat like I want to sit shotgun.
It's just absolutely fantastic. And his dog is gigantic. So
huge.
What ends up happening is then Malik wants to see all of our dogs. So then Ramie takes his phone out and shows his dog to Malik. I take my phone out and show my dog to Malik. And then Nicole takes her phone out and shows us all.
It's very sweet.
We're in this like 5-minute conversation about dogs.
It's a very touching moment.
It was great stuff.
But
And I thought Malik was good.
175.
Yeah, that's a huge dog.
Dude,
Again, that's me.
That's what, a welterweight?
It's insane. Yeah.
It's heavier than a welterweight.
UFC welterweight's 170.
Okay.
So it depends which sport you're talking about.
Good
Light
God,
heavyweight
man.
boxing.
Light heavyweight.
It's
boxing.
a light heavyweight in boxing? That's a humongous dog, man.
It's a huge,
Good Lord.
Yeah, 175.
How much does that thing eat?
Too much. Yeah, who
Malik
said it?
can afford it.
I think Chris Watkins said when he was there We talked about like how much you have to pay for it, and he's like, that's the kind of dog you can have when you play in the NBA.
And
You
also
can not have to worry about paying for the food over and over and over again.
the pickup, you know what I mean? After he eats, what's that like?
Well, I mean, I don't know if we got to go there.
Just saying.
I wasn't really thinking about that. I would imagine that it's,
Am I the only one?
a
Chris, JJ,
175-pound dog.
That's a lot, man. He's the size of a person.
Look, it's dropping heat. It's dropping heat, I'm sure about it. As far as a couple of the NBA notes, quick. Again, we'll be joined by Jeff Howe in a couple minutes here. I did find his starting versus the bench answer to be kind of refreshing. I'm here to do whatever. And of course, it's not going to ruffle any feathers. But I do think somebody who was drafted high up in the draft like Malik was, his time in Charlotte, his time in LA last year, kind of coming off the bench and starting some. I really believe like he's more, grounded than he's ever been as far as his role. He understands, look, I can help this basketball team, whether it's starting in the backcourt or I'm coming off the bench as the sixth man. If I'm that kind of microwave offense, which I think he's going to be, it makes sense to me to come off the bench. I also thought the other part of it that was fascinating was he talked about pace with this team because Mike Brown has not been known as a head coach that utilizes pace offensively. And Malik mentioned that multiple times yesterday saying, we got to get out. We got to get out. We got to shoot. We got to run. That's what me and Herter and Fox do well. So I'm still very interested to see how Mike Brown's philosophy has changed since he joined the Warriors. And will he allow these guys to play with a much quicker pace than we might anticipate?
I got the sense in talking to him, Nick, that, and you alluded to this, that he's in a really good place as far as knowing who he is and what he is in this league. And you heard him say he thinks there's more that he can do, especially with the ball in his hands and as a creator for other guys on the court. But he has a pretty good idea. It's not self-inflated. It's not self-defeating. You know what I mean? I feel like self-awareness is a very powerful thing, man. And knowing who you are and what you are within a system and a structure. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I think Malik Monk is really at a place in his career where he has a solid understanding of what he's here to do and who he is in this league. And that's important to have when you have a deeper team than we've seen with the Kings in a few years at least.
Coming up in about 45 minutes, you'll hear from Keegan